Smooth.
It's nice, right?
Yeah.
Hey, howdy and hello and welcome to the Craazyy Train, the comedy podcast with no rails. Episode 69, dude.
oh, sorry.
It's funny because Willies. I'm your host as always. Did we do our... Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I'm your host as always, Rob Wade, and I'm joined by my rock, the incomparable Blake Harmer.
Get your bits out of my face.
Oh, you're no fun. How you doing?
Yes, I'm good. Thank you. You?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Doing good. I'm not doing good. Superman's doing good. I'm doing well. Work on your grammar, son.
Yeah. Slightly evil.
Slightly evil. Yeah, I'm mildly malevolent.
Yeah. Chaotic neutral.
Yeah, I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm probably lawful neutral. Like I'm not the kind of guy who, you know, is off doing unlawful things. But at the same time, I'm also not a prick. So there's that.
Well, yeah.
Dickhead.
Yeah. Up yourself much? You prick.
Yeah, well, you know, a bit.
Yeah.
So if you've never heard the Craazyy Train before, what you're in for is a comedy podcast with no rails. We start from a point where we decide to go, and then we go where the conversation decides to take. And what? Yeah, I'm sure there was a point in there somewhere. Yeah, there was a point in there somewhere. So if that sounds like your bag, whatever I just described, then welcome aboard. And if it doesn't sound like your bag, then feel free to jump off at the next station, stick a spoon up your arse, and get to Fuck Island.
Yeah, do it.
Speaking of Fuck Island, it occurs to me that actually it's Fuck Island because we tell people to get there.
Yeah, well, it must be.
It's not get to Fuck Island.
No,
it's just Fuck Island.
Fuck Island population you.
Yeah. So speaking of Fuck Island, Jeremy wrote in, what's he say?
Yeah.
So it turns out he says fucking lots. So I'm going to go through each of the bits and pieces.
Is it about his opinion on the TV show Fuck Island?
No, although it's not far off.
Oh, okay.
Get to fuck Love Island. Your views, please.
I will admit that I've never watched it in my life, and I have no intention to.
I found myself. I've never seen an episode. I will clarify. I'll preface with that. But I keep reading in the paper or in the news in general. I don't read the specifically the papers, but I follow news online and stuff here and there. I'm trying to keep up with current events, what the kids are doing nowadays and such. Yeah. And
watching bullshit television, apparently.
Well, apparently so. And apparently it's a very lucrative business because they're all bloody doing it. But I was reading something and it was saying like, the top 10 like raunchiest scenes, and it's like, oh, they had real sex under the covers. I'm like, what? Was this on TV? And I keep going looking for it, and I can't find it. And to be fair, I'll admit I didn't try very hard. I went, oh, it's not on YouTube. Fuck it, I'm not bothered.
Well, there's probably better videos on the internet anyway.
Oh, totally. And then probably what it was. I probably went, oh, there's porn. What the hell am I doing?
I can't fap to people under covers.
What the fuck am I doing? There are people who'll get it all out for you.
Yeah.
Dicks are plenty. What? So
stupid episode 69.
So, Jeremy, hope that answers your question. We don't care, and we know not.
To answer your question, Jeremy, we've never watched it. We couldn't give a flying fuck.
Exactly. We know not and care not of this Love Island of which you speak.
Yeah.
We know Fuck Island, of which we bid you well.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Love Island can go there from what little I know of it.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly does. So, Jeremy wrote in a series of questions. I'm going to chuck in a couple more.
Have we got to do the theme tune again? Sorry.
No, that's fine. He wrote in once, so
Oh, okay. Just a list.
We did Infinity War spoilers already, didn't we, on the previous episode, a couple of episodes ago. So Freddie wants to know, if Groot vanishes in Infinity War, why didn't the handle for Thor's new axe weapon thing?
Well, actually, I had heard of a theory about that, is that because apparently on the handle there is a leaf, if memory serves.
Oh, is there?
So it implies that the wood is actually living.
Yeah.
So there are rumours that it could be a new baby Groot.
Ah, okay.
Interesting. While that Groot may be dead, the other Groot may live on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. I understand what you're saying, yeah. I mean, it makes no sense, but it's comic books, so...
well, yeah. And also, trying to swing Stormbringer with Groot strapped to it is probably not the best idea. No,
because, at the same time, if the...
And also, if it is a separate Groot, that would explain the 50% thing. So one Groot went and the other didn't.
True. I was going to look at it from a very much more kind of pessimistic view, which is the axe handle is of dead wood, not living wood, thus... because it's been cut from something.
Yeah.
Right? So in the same way as, like, I wouldn't expect all the chairs to vanish because they're made of wood that's been cut from a tree and treated.
And also, I think the only reason Groot disappeared because he is a living organism. That is a good point, because you don't see like half of all life, like including vegetation, disappear, do you?
No, you don't. This is true.
But maybe we're reading too much into it because comic books.
Entirely possible. Yeah, this is it. It's one of those things. It's hard to really quantify, but we've tried nonetheless.
Well, but I mean, I have heard a fan theory that Groot may come back that way. Yeah, but obviously it's just a fan theory. And I'm thinking, seeing as they're probably going to find a more convoluted way to bring everyone back, I think bring Groot back that way is kind of not exactly necessary. So. Yeah,
it's a way of doing it, but to be honest, I mean, they're going to undo, I'm sure, everything of Infinity War, because they kind of have to in order to keep the cinematic universe going. Unless they don't. I mean, it may be that they're being bold and saying, like, to hell with it, we're just going to kill everybody.
Well, by... the only thing, whilst I think that would be a very bold move and amazing if Hollywood were to ever do that, I find it hard to believe, seeing as they have announced Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Guardians 3.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I realise that it's a bit of a pipe dream of mine that would be the case, but like I said, I'd just like to see them do something kind of bold and surprising with it. And much as I feel like they won't, a man can dream. A man can dream.
No, I like Infinity War because it's different from the other films. It is more dark and gritty and, actually has a bad guy that doubles down on being a bad guy rather than... Yeah. He's actually... But at the same time, they do a good job of making him borderline relatable. Yeah. Well, that's what I said. I think they've made Thanos slightly better than Thanos is in the comics, actually. Yeah. So... From what little I've read of him, I haven't actually read the Infinity War story, or if I did, it was a long time ago. Yeah, I can't say I have either. So, but I do hope to read it soon anyway. So. Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, I've still got Marvel Unlimited, so I could easily read it. Yeah, you could. This is true. You could. Yeah. I can't say I've ever read it either. The only big comic book events I read Civil War, the original Civil War, the first one, and I read Final Crisis from DC, and that was pretty cool. But otherwise, I don't really like comic book crossovers, because comic book crossovers to me always end up coming off quite clunky and clumsy. I find, I've only really read one larger comic book crossover, and that was World War Hulk. Mm-hmm. And I actually found myself, when I tried reading the way Marvel Unlimited did it, which was to show me every issue in order of how it actually happened. And I got so bored reading, this is what Ant-Man was doing. And I was like, I don't care. Yeah, exactly. But when I actually read the main arc and the actual storyline, which is only like 5-6 issues. Yeah, it's not long. I was actually thought, that's a much better story and made much more. World War Hulk's great. Planet Hulk and stuff. Planet Hulk I thought was a better story than World War Hulk, but don't get me wrong, I did enjoy World War Hulk. Yeah, World War Hulk was good. I can't remember much about it, to be honest. But then that's true of most comic books I've read recently. I'm not really soaking it up. There's not loads of plot. No. Hulk kicks the shit out of most of the Marvel universe, basically. Yeah, pretty much. So, I can't remember how it ends. It's a old enough story, so I can spoil it because I hadn't read it. I read it not that long ago. It's Sentry returns and beats him up. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember they're trying to convince him to come back, and he's like, no. And they find out that it was actually Meek that was the one that set the bomb off on the ship, rather than Meeks did. Yeah. But he did it to make Hulk go back to his planet and beat everyone up, when really, as part of like the Warbound type thing, when it actually, it wasn't, he wouldn't let him just be happy or something. I don't know, it's been a little while since I read it, so I may not have got that 100% right. But fair enough. But yeah. All right, Jeremy. That hopefully answers your question about Thor's hammer. Yeah. Not hammer, axe. Well, yeah. I'm Stormbringer. Is that Stormbreaker? I'm still. Is it Stormbreaker or Stormbringer? I think it's Stormbringer. I think Stormbreaker is something else, not Marvel. Yeah, I might be wrong. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. Who knows? Right. So here's another one from Jeremy. I'm going to hold off that one because that's a good one for when there's more of us, I think. What is the most quotable film of all time? Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. I was struggling with this because I was thinking about it. Because obviously I get these sent. These get sent to the Twitter at emotionally14. Cheap plug. And I had read it and I was sitting there going, "Oh, that's easy. It's."
Well, I mean, I can think of. Well, I mean, you know me. I quote quite a lot of things most of the time. Anyway,
almost exclusively.
But sometimes you don't. Sometimes you'll say something you don't even realise that you're quoting it because you may have started saying it and it becomes a turn of phrase for you.
Yeah, I used to get that a lot when I was younger, and a friend of mine used to be mad on the show Friends. Right, and it's a good show, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember once I made the joke about somebody being so high pitched that only dogs could hear them, which is quite a common joke.
Okay,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And he was like, I was thinking originally, I thought, oh, something like Die Hard's probably, but then it's literally just Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, that people actually quote on a regular basis.
Yeah, well,
or maybe I.
Yeah, you don't normally go. Now I've got a machine gun. Ho, 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 or shoot that glass.
Schießen dem Fenster. Shoot the glass.
I would say, just because it got brought up in conversation on Facebook recently, I don't know if that's because of the question.
Maybe,
but I know Brad said Aliens.
Aliens has a few good ones, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, like Get Away From Her, You Bitch.
Yep, and Express Elevator to Hell going down.
I don't know if I hear that one quite so much.
I don't know. There were certain things that get brought into conversation. I mean, it's a great film and one that you probably may make reference to, but
yeah. Oh, there are certainly some quotable things like "Game over, man."
Oh yeah,
game over.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Or, I mean, I would say for me, but it might just be because I like my comedy films and all that. I think one I probably quote the most would probably be Spaceballs.
Spaceballs is a good one.
So,
yeah. Star Wars is a good one, I think.
Star Wars
has a few good ones.
Naturally does get quoted a lot, I think, within our circle of friends anyway. But,
certainly, yeah.
But,
I mean, Star Wars is an obvious one for me, I think. You know, it's even just things like may the Force be with you. That sort of thing.
Yeah, well, no, I don't like you either.
Yeah. Hello there. I was really pleased. I don't know if you saw this meme doing the rounds when the Winnie the Pooh trailer came out.
Oh, with the Grievous one.
Hello there, General Kenobi.
Yeah, it's like Winnie the Pooh with like
four lightsabers pop out from his back. It's like, yeah, I would watch that. I think
it's probably going to be a better film than Christopher Robin will be.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, as much as I hate to admit it, I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm still in two minds about it. I don't know what Disney seems to have this big thing of must make a live action.
Must remake all things.
Must make a live adaptation of every single thing. But it was when it was doing stupid things like, oh yeah, we've remade Pete's Dragon. I went, that was a live action film already, you stupid twat.
But now it's more live.
Yeah. Okay.
It's happening right now. As you're watching the film, they're doing
yeah.
It's real.
The dragon is behind you.
Yeah, look. You're dead. Yeah. What did we learn? Don't fuck with Pete's Dragon.
Yeah, and don't watch the film.
No, don't fuck with Pete's Dragon and don't watch the film. Certainly don't go twice.
I mean, I enjoyed the Jungle Book one, but
I haven't seen that.
I enjoyed it. Would I rate it above the original? No, but
no.
I did enjoy it. It was a lot better than I was expected, even if it's just worth it for Christopher Walken as King Louis. Yeah,
obviously, you know that we're noted fans of Mr. Walken and his work.
Yeah.
And you know Peter Stormare, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah. I was actually looking up his IMDb thing. He does a lot of video game work, and I never realised.
Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in there a fair bit.
Yeah, I didn't realise how much voice work he did.
He's quite prolific in a lot of respects.
Yeah, it's just like I always just knew him as like, oh, he's in that film and that film, but I never really realised that a lot of video games I played, he was the voice of a character, and I never really noticed. So.
Yeah, well, he played. Brad was telling me the other day that he played Dracula in a movie he watched recently.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that all the scenery in that film was made of blood.
Oh no, I think it's. I might be wrong, but I think it might be Batman versus Dracula. It's like
you're right.
A cartoon.
Yes, yeah. So in fact, that was what he watched. Yeah, Batman versus Dracula. And he was saying that Stormare was Dracula, and I say the scenery must be made of blood to sustain him.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I imagine it would be all the blood.
I would imagine so. Yeah,
it's very intense.
Very much so. What other ones are there? I mean, in the comedy realm, I think Wayne's World has a few.
Oh yeah.
She will be mine. Oh yes.
And I have told people that if they were an ice cream, they'd be.
That's it.
Oh, what was it? I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah. I'll have the cream of some young guy.
That's.
Oh wait, is that number 2?
No.
Rob Lowe's number 1, right? The villain in Rob Lowe in number 1, isn't it? Christopher Walken's number 2.
Yeah,
that's right. Because Rob Lowe is the one that's like.
That's really annoying me.
A sphincter says what?
Yeah.
You want me to say what? Is that it?
Well, let's try the Scooby-Doo ending.
Oh man, that was a good one. That was a good movie.
God damn it! I'm trying to think what the line is. If you were an ice cream, you'd be something in dick. I can't remember it.
Oh yeah.
I'm drawing a blank. That's annoying me now.
I don't know. Yeah, but clearly it's not that quotable.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I have quoted it before. Just
yeah.
Completely having a brain fart right now, which is annoying the hell out of me.
That is annoying for you.
Yeah.
For you. Of course, there's the tiger who came to tea. That's very quote. Oh, the tiger wouldn't leave. No matter how many cakes she put out.
He drank all the water.
About 15 quid, in case you're wondering how much it would cost me to do it. And if I can get hold of a sheepskin coat, 15 quid.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. Yeah. 5 quid for the book, because you kind of should, shouldn't you? And then 10 quid for the mask.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Nobody cared who I was.
Will you pay for the button to have it delivered? Or?
No, maybe not the mask roulette button.
Yeah.
Because it would just be Bane masks over and over again.
Oh, I broke it. Beep.
You go through Bane masks a lot. I remember this
More
thing.
often than you think.
Oh, yeah. I wrote this thing once for E14. This is years ago. And it was when Woolworths was shutting. And they did like a BBC editorial piece about Woolworths and why it was shutting and how it was affecting people. I remember they interviewed this bloke who was like, I'm devastated. I used to go there all the time to buy Spider-Man costumes for my kid. I was like, how many does he go through? Have you ever considered the possibility that your son is Spider-Man? Have you given him the responsibility speech? Because you totally should. Yeah, but it's one of those things that just struck me as like, really? Like, costumes? Plural? More than one?
Yeah.
Regularly? He's Spider-Man.
Oh,
he didn't even mention pick and mix. He's like, Spider-Man costumes. Like, is that all he needs?
Yeah.
And sewing kits.
I must admit, I worked in Woolworths and I never wanted anything and I had a staff discount.
Yeah. It's still too expensive, thanks.
It was very rare I bought it. It's only if it was like something that was genuinely like a good
bargain.
offer. Yeah. And
I had a few. I bought a few things from there. I used to buy a lot of CDs from there back in the day. Back in there. CDs luxury. We used to have composer to just dictate it to us in sheet music because we couldn't afford any sort of transcription device.
And I had to listen to Foreman's record.
Oh man, it's a callback heavy show. But they're really old episodes, so it's annoying that I just don't have the proud photographic recall. They're like, oh, great, from episode 31. It's like, I don't know. I just don't know. I might have said it right. I don't think so, but I don't know.
How do you put the stylus? Up, then slowly down, down, down.
Foreman's record players. I'm trying to
Not
think.
George Foreman's record players.
No. I'm trying to think.
It just comes right off
into my mouth. Yeah. But I'm trying to. I'm struggling for other quotable films. I say I agree that Aliens has got some choice ones. Predator. A lot of Arnie films, right?
Like I think Arnie's got because he's got all the. Well,
remember when I said I'd kill you last?
Yeah, I lied. First, I'm rip it into. You're gonna ram it into your goddamn stomach and rip out your goddamn spine. Or it's sort of a lot of. Arnie has a lot of good ones, or but also it's sort of good, cool one-liners, but also a lot of cheesy one-liners.
Oh, totally. Well. Stick around.
Yeah.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
You've had a hell of a headache.
You've just been erased.
Less said about Batman and Robin, the better.
Yeah.
Just in general.
God, that's actually probably quite quotable, isn't it?
I don't know. I've saw it once. Well, okay. I experienced it once.
You're not seeing the meat to the cooler.
I just said it.
But you're made of ice. Oh, yeah, it probably is a great place for me.
I wonder if we watch. I don't know. Probably not. But I wonder if it was to be watched again now, would it actually be as campingly bad as like the Adam West stuff? Or
I still feel like it would, and not in a good way. Like the Adam West is
Adam West is lovable though, so that's the thing.
Adam West is is quite endearing as a human being, I think.
And that's why I know a lot of people regard, obviously, Batman and Robin as a giant turd, which it is.
That seems fair.
But I just wondered, because I've never actually seen it. That's the thing, I don't really want to put myself through it again. That's the only thing.
Yeah, this is the trouble, is, in order to kind of go, is it as bad as I remember? You kind of have to watch it again, and you don't want to, because it's as bad. It's probably as bad as you remember.
Yeah, it's probably worse.
Yeah.
As the thing, it's sort of a morbid curiosity about it, but
yeah, a
little part of me wonders, would it be, would it actually be, could it be now mocked more? Now it's an older film.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get you.
But yeah, probably not, because I mean, at least the Batman TV series was loved and the film was loved.
Oh, I mean, pretty universally, yeah.
Yeah. So while that was never loved, never will be loved.
No, and when you've got George Clooney apologising on press stuff years down the line,
especially with his bat nipples,
you're onto a stinker, I think. If that's the case, just a thought.
Yeah. Maybe it should be submitted to something like Riff Tracks or something. Maybe they can do something with it.
I feel like they probably have by now.
Maybe they have.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Is there anything? What other ones are there? I mean, obviously within Star Wars circles, Star Wars is obviously non-stop. A lot of it's Dark Knight. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I suppose that whole
why so serious and
grows out to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah,
that's been referenced a few times.
Yeah, and let's say the why so serious and that sort of thing.
Fury Road was like What a Lovely Day, and
I'm not really
Witness Me.
Apart from our company that we keep, I don't really hear many people quote Mad Max.
Yeah, I suppose.
In general,
I think. Well, stuff like, I think if you were to go down the TV series route, it would obviously be Simpsons.
Oh, Simpsons would be
Futurama.
Far and away the most quoted.
Simpsons and Futurama would probably be some of the most quoted, and possibly some Family Guy and South Park as well.
Yeah, but I mean, Family Guy, I would imagine most of the quotable stuff is probably lampooning other stuff.
Yeah.
But Back to the Future, it's got a few.
Yeah, and as I said, I think
it's your kids, Marty.
I think where we're going, but as I said, it's quotable.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't really use it in context.
No, that's true. That's true.
Like, that's what I was saying when I said, that.
Yeah.
Praline and Dick, that's it.
Praline and Dick, yes. Yeah. As soon as you said it, I was like, yes, he's got it. He's nailed it.
Yeah.
Here's a couple of films. I'm going to flip this question on its head.
Thank you for bearing with me, folks.
Yeah, I'm going to flip this question on its head as well and point out a couple of films that I think are amazing that aren't that quotable.
Okay.
Austin Powers. That's a wonderful film, but how number film. 2 has some quotable bits like the Dr. Evil and Scott back and forth.
I think it
hasn't really
a
endured.
Film that it's not endured. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think it was very popular in like the early noughties when they came out.
Yeah, it's not a crime.
Yeah.
Dicks?
We're allowed to like Austin Powers.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care what you think of the third movie and his subsequent work.
Yeah, but I mean, I like the third movie.
I like the third movie. There's bits of it I like. Run! It's Godzilla!
Yeah, that's
actually, due to copyright limitations, it's not actually Godzilla. Steal! We should run like it's Godzilla!
But it's not.
Even though it isn't.
But, and it's sort of like the... I really love the long silence after like, can I smell his thing gold? It's sort of my thing. And it's just a very slow inching forward, a perfect silence. And then, how about no, you crazy Dutch bastard? As I said, I think all the films are good, and okay, they are a bit similar in places, and it does reuse jokes. But
there's moments, yeah.
But sure. I think they're not. I don't actually hate any of them.
No. So, I don't think that's. I think it would be hard. You'd be hard pressed to hate all of them, any of them. I think they're pretty harmless.
Yeah, because even me, when I've played a video game, or watching a TV show or whatever, I've even quoted Michael Caine from the third one, going, "You haven't even got a name badge. You've got no chance."
There's two kinds of people I hate. Those are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch.
I think Michael Caine should always do more comedy. He's brilliant.
He is great. He's wonderful, and I think he should do it now while he's still got years left in him. Because he's not like a young man. He's not an old. He's not terrifically old.
No, but some of my favourite comedies are from him. You know, like I love Without a Clue. Have you seen that?
Oh, the him and Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
I don't think I think I got given it for my birthday or something.
It's a brilliant film.
Basically, the thing that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks is so Jen's going on holiday on Monday.
Okay,
she's away for 2 weeks. I'm already planning over the weekend before she goes, while she's doing her packing and making sure that she's got all her travel documentation and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a pile of all the DVDs and Blu-rays that I would watch if she was interested, and the stuff that she's not interested in. So I'll sit down and I'll be watching things like Akira and Ghost in the Shell and stuff like that she wouldn't take the least bit of fucking interest in.
Yeah, I still need to watch the live action Ghost in the Shell, actually.
Likewise, actually. Joe very kindly gave me a digital copy and I still haven't had a chance to watch it.
I picked it up cheap in a Amazon digital sale.
Yeah.
And, I haven't got it's still on my to-view pile.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to be disappointed with it, but I'm going to still go in with an open mind.
Yeah, well, I think that's important. You know, that's a useful thing to do.
And that's the thing. It can't be worse than Ghost in the Shell 2, so...
Well, yeah, there is that. What, is it Innocence it's called?
Yeah, I do like that one.
It's fine. I think
it disappeared up its own arse. So I think that was the problem.
Yeah, I think the problem I had as well was I'd literally just watched the first Ghost in the Shell, which was really cool, and the second Ghost in the Shell was fine.
Hardly anything happened. I mean, the art style in it is lovely. It's a very pretty film.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't watch animes just to go, ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, indeed. You know, most people don't. This is fair enough, I think. So yeah, I'm trying to think of. I'm really struggling to think of other films that are quotable. There must be. Do you know what it is? I think maybe the older stuff is more quotable.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm talking about I think a lot of people quote what they grow up with as well.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Like, I mean, there are some things I've said, and someone's saying like, because I just thought it was a term of phrase. I've mentioned it, and they've gone, "What?" And then I realised, oh, no, my family says that, and it's actually a reference to a film.
Yeah.
I can't think of any specific example, but it's that sort of, I've said it so many times, it's lost all meaning almost.
Yeah, it was like Brad says when he's tidying up cans, he calls them deadites.
Yeah.
After Army of Darkness?
Or Evil Dead in general.
Evil Dead in general, okay. So, so he does that, and most people don't. But he really loves Evil Dead, which is fair enough. It's perfectly prominent in the film.
And it's a dead can, it's empty.
Yeah, but let's say quotable TV series are easy. Like I say, Simpsons, Futurama,
even more
Friends, Frasier.
I know, even things that are even more like popular these days now, like even like Big Bang Theory is still quotable. You know,
it has some quotes moments. I think I don't really watch it, so I wouldn't know what they were.
I haven't. I watched like the first 4 or 5 series, I think. I haven't really watched it since. So. But apparently it's on like 13 or something stupid now. But
yeah, I think it's. To be honest, I think it's kind of lost its verve.
Yeah, I think they rushed certain bits a bit too much, and then all of a sudden it went out. But and I think it. Yeah, it sort of ran out of steam a bit. But I don't hate the program. It's just not something I watch as much as that. But I don't hate it because it became popular or anything.
No,
like
I'm consistent in that I've never really cared for it. I can watch it if it's on, but I'm not going to go out of my way to sit and watch it.
Yeah.
It's just because I don't enjoy it that much. Yeah. You know, if I have the choice, I'm always going to watch Frasier.
Yeah, I was going to say, I admire ambivalence.
Yeah, I love me some Frasier, so I'm always going to watch that if I have the choice. And thanks to most cable TV comedy channel schedules, I have the choice a lot.
Yeah,
because they really do like to run repeats.
Did I hear he's in talk for Doom Patrol or something?
Doom Patrol?
I think it's a comic series. I think Kelsey Grammer's in talks for that.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not familiar with it.
Okay. No, I didn't. I thought so. I also saw recently that Kevin Smith's in talks with Disney.
Oh, yeah?
We're potentially doing a Marvel or Star Wars film.
Cool.
Which I thought Kevin Smith can do comics, so he can, he could probably do a Marvel film quite easily.
Yeah. There's no reason why you couldn't have, them do, like Kevin Smith could do. I was thinking about this because obviously Lord and Miller, the guys who behind the Lego movie, were going to do Solo.
Okay.
Before Ron Howard came in to to finish it up and redo most of it. So
that's why it costs so much.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I think that it's good that they didn't burn any bridges on the way out, so they weren't like, fuck Lucasfilm, and Lucasfilm were like, fuck you too. One of the reasons I think that's good is because if they ever wanted to make Star Wars comedy, they'd be really good at it.
Yeah.
If they, when I say they, I mean Lucasfilm. If Lucasfilm ever wanted to make Star Wars comedy, I think they would be well placed to do so.
I mean, if Disney want to get in touch with Taika Waititi again and do a Star Wars film, that would be awesome as well.
Again, yeah, I'd be quite happy to, let him have a go. That's fine by me.
Yeah. Well, I was always a bit when he was put behind Ragnarok, I was a bit like, oh, I've only ever known him do smaller films, and was a bit like, oh, I hope he handles this well.
Yeah, but needn't have worried. It turns out it's great.
It's one up there with one of my favourite Marvel films.
Yeah, so. Marvel Pavels. So there's that. I'm really struggling. Jurassic Park, that's got a fair few.
Yeah, I almost mentioned Jurassic Park earlier.
Life finds a way.
Yeah.
Have
you done Fallen Kingdom yet?
No.
No.
Sorry, I say, no. This guy didn't see Jurassic Park. See, nobody cares. That I wonder, right? That's a thought that pops into my head. Is the reason that modern movies appear less quotable that it's all moved online, so they're memes instead?
Possibly,
because I'm noticing the Dennis Nedry one a lot. I noticed that this guy's going to boycott Solo. See, nobody cares.
I mean, I think films become quotable on how popular they are as well. But
sure.
Like, I mean, in our circle of friends, Ragnarok has got quoted quite a lot. I mean, even yourself, you went, even when I was talking about...
Mix did.
Yeah. Or Piss Off Ghost.
Piss Off Ghost.
Or, so there's plenty of quotes in that, and it's a great film.
Yeah, totally.
There are, I've even quoted, like, even some of the more recent Marvel films, like, oh, I'm not feeling so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeremy, I hope this discussion, because I've really enjoyed it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and hopefully a couple of those things ring true for you. A couple of those ones we mentioned. If you have some, Jeremy, and this goes for all the listeners, if you have ideas on other ones that we haven't come up with, then email them in, podcast@emotionally14.com, and we can talk about them in future episodes. Because I really do think there are going to be, because there are some that, like I say, good movies that aren't that quotable, like Blade Runner.
Yeah. Well, apart from that one speech.
Yeah, the one speech, or there's like, it's too bad she won't live, but then again, who does?
Or wake up, time to die.
Yeah, but again, I wonder how much of that is kind of, just but because we know it well.
I enjoyed the sequel, but I wouldn't have said it was that quotable.
No, well, I mean, I've not seen it, so
okay.
And I have again. That's another one where I've been given. My dad very kindly gave me a digital copy of that one, so I haven't had a chance to watch that yet. Yeah, it might be on my pile.
Yeah,
who knows? I'm going to make it.
I think you probably should fit that one in.
I'm going to have to write the pile down as well as keep a physical tally, because it occurs to me there's a lot of digital films I've never got around to watching as well. So and I do have a week off during that time, so I reckon that I can fill a decent chunk of that with movies.
Yeah, as long as you don't burn yourself out on films as well.
No, I mean, I'll mix that with TV as well. I won't move from the fucking TV. I'll be sitting there.
I have other things to do on the sofa.
I'll be lucky if I put trousers on, quite frankly.
I can lay on the sofa and watch TV.
Yeah. But there you go. So anyway, Jeremy, thank you for sending out those ones in. And if you've come up with films that we've missed, then feel free to send them over, and we can, we can always chew them over on future episodes. He did actually submit we haven't done this in a while because we talked about doing it. We did it once. We haven't done it again since. Classic or not?
Oh, okay.
Is Fight Club a classic? Are you even allowed to discuss it?
Well,
breaking rules 1 and 2.
Probably the first rule of said classic is
yeah, it has to be possible to discuss it. I would say no, to be honest.
Okay.
It's quite a cult film. I wouldn't say it's a classic.
I don't know is it a cult film? I mean, I think it's quite a popular film. And I thought it did relatively well in the cinema, so I'm not really thinking it really is really that defining of cult status, really.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to deny it's an enjoyable movie. I'm not saying like
well,
I don't dislike
it is a phenomenal movie, but yes, would you classify it as a classic movie or not? That's the thing you have to think with. I think it's a very stellar film, and I would recommend it to anyone who hasn't seen it.
Yeah,
but yeah, would you say? Because when I was thinking about it a bit more after we talked about it, and I think sometimes what you might deem to be a classic film also, I think, has to be sort of influential.
Yeah, and it's almost Fight Club's one of those movies that to me seems like it should be influential.
But I don't think it really has influence.
It's got some minor. I feel like it's got some minor influence on pop culture, but not that much.
Yeah, I think if there is any, but yeah, I think obviously there is the references of the first rule of Fight Club which is a quotable film, everyone.
Yeah, it's
but everybody drink.
Hey.
But apart from that, it's got that sort of.
I know what you mean. There's a certain something about it, isn't there?
It's got that sort of I think if anything else, it's obviously apart from it getting pop culture referenced in, as you said, in shows like Family Guy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think apart from that, I think it has got. If it influences anything, I think it is on how like double identities are handled in films.
There is that, yeah. Like the whole kind of...
Obviously, if you've not seen Fight Club, sorry.
It's one of those... I'll tell you what it is. It's one of those movies... I will give it this. It's one of those movies you have to... You want to go back and watch again once you've seen it to see what you missed.
Oh, it's bloody clever for that.
Like Usual Suspects, Memento, ones where it's like, oh, hang on. Oh, maybe if I watch it again, I can see like the stuff the clues I missed the first time round.
Yeah. Or even something like Sixth Sense, for example.
Totally, yeah, exactly that. That's the same one. That's that sort of thing again.
Or The Others.
Yeah, these kind of things where you sort of go like, oh, hang on a minute. Like, I wonder why, and then you go back and, oh, I see, that's why this happened, and that's why they couldn't work out, that's why that person didn't react to the person, because they're dead, like, things like that. It's quite clever, really.
But it's weird, because that is an older film.
Yeah.
And I do... Yeah, that's the thing, though. Apart from little bits like that, I don't think there's not even like a specific film technique or anything like that I would have said went on to influence other films either.
No, this is it,
I mean, obviously, Brad Pitt's a phenomenal actor anyway, but as is Ed Norton. But
oh, totally, yeah. No argument there.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, a little part of me was like, "Oh yeah, I'd put it as classic status." But when you said that, I was like, "Yeah, I can sort of see what you mean, though, because it's not actually influential."
No, it's weird, isn't it? Like it's in a way, it kind of is, but at the same time, it doesn't have any kind of lasting effect on pop culture beyond the because like the there's that big speech about you are not your job, you're not your hair, you're not your fucking car. Like, I can't remember how the speech goes, and one of the reasons I can't.
Total.
Yeah. It's one of those speeches that I feel like it wants to be influential and
it's certainly
memorable.
That's the thing. I think at the time one, because I think back when it first came out, a lot of people would have gone, "Oh yeah, it's a classic movie, brilliant,"
Yeah.
But being as we're like, what, about 20 years after release now? Or am I overestimating? When did it come out?
I feel like it's not far off. If it's not 20 years, it's not far off.
So, I mean, it might even be more. I don't know. But,
who knows?
But, yeah, we're talking about a 20-year-old film, and I would have thought a lot of films, after 20 years, we would have deemed a classic. And I must admit, I've not been like, oh, yeah, I really fancy watching Fight Club.
Yeah,
even though it's not a film that gets brought out every day. It's not Star Wars or. But at the same time, I wouldn't revere it in some of the other films that are influential, like even because even like Wizard of Oz, for example, is a very influential film and stuff like that, But talking of classic or not, how would you? I mean, it may again still be too early to say. But how would you view Inception?
I think it's going to be one of those films.
Do you think it'll be a bit like Fight Club?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be one of those films that blew people's mind at the time. Has gone on to, I mean, clearly it's thought of well in terms of it's highly regarded by people.
Highly regarded, won lots of awards, I believe.
Yeah, I think it did pretty well there. I don't know if it didn't get any acting chops or anything in terms of like Academy Awards, but I think it did well for things like, maybe for special effects, it was certainly in the running and things like that. And the soundtrack's very cool.
And it had a very good plot. Again, like Fight Club, they both have very good
That's
stories.
the thing, isn't it? It's like it's a strong story. It's got some novel mechanism, but I don't know. I mean, you say it's not been that long, but it's probably at least.
It probably is coming up 10 years old now.
Coming up, yeah. And this is it. And like, I've seen it a couple of times, and I enjoyed it, but it's another one I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it again.
No, and again, in terms of pioneering camera techniques and that, The Matrix.
See, The Matrix, I would say was a classic.
Yeah, the original one, anyway.
Yeah,
I said about the others are better, but yeah, because I think that was a phenomenal film at its time. I've not felt the need to go. Oh, you know what? I really feel like watching The Matrix. I haven't really.
Yeah.
Again, it feels like it was a period of my life that, like the banana phone, has now gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, banana phone is like that for sure. Yeah, so say me personally for Fight Club, I would say no. I think it's a really good movie. I enjoy it. It's not one I'd go out of my way to watch again. But as I say, for that reason, it doesn't quite get there for me.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
I say ultimately, I'm quite happy to. It's all subjective. Ultimately,
as I said, this is by no means saying that we we dislike the film. The film's phenomenal, but whether we would deem it a classic or not is a difficult one.
I think of all the Fincher movies, I think I'm least hot on Alien 3. And even then, that's only because I fell asleep throughout it.
Oh, okay.
Through most of it, and I mean that's not a great sign, but I was quite tired. Yeah. Having stayed up to watch the previous two.
I'm pro Alien 3.
Okay.
I'm one of the few people that likes it.
That's fair enough. You're allowed.
Yeah, I know a lot of people hate Alien 3. But
you're never going to be told to get to Fuck Island for your views on Alien 3.
No.
If that's on record
I agree Resurrection isn't great.
Yeah.
Even though that's a weird one where there's lots of factors that should make it a good movie, but it just isn't.
It's got romper.
It's got rompy. I like the underwater bit. I like... there's like individual parts of the film I go, oh, they're really cool ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even mind the whole cloning thing and the, all the test subjects and that bit with Sigourney Weaver looking at them all and all that sort of thing. But even then, you just add it all together and it just comes out as a large pile of wank. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an odd one.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, to be fair, I'm going to try and be as, in future discussions about classic or not, I'm going to try and be as objective as I can, because for example, I'll give you an example. I love Event Horizon. In case people haven't noticed, in the last half a dozen episodes I've probably mentioned it about 3 dozen times. Skin Collecting Electric Man is one of my favourite movies.
It is a brilliant film.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a classic.
No,
I would say it's a cult classic, but I wouldn't say it's a classic.
Again, I don't know if it truly defines the cult definition, but
yeah,
I'm not sure how well it did, because normally it's a film that doesn't do well at the box office, but becomes more popular from like video sales.
Yes, this is true.
Or DVD sales, etc. But yeah, I see what you mean. It's definitely more of a B movie-ish type film. But it's a brilliant film. Yeah, I love it. It's a great horror movie.
Yep.
Would recommend it to everyone, but I agree. I wouldn't say it was a classic.
No, this is it.
That's obviously The Thing.
Well, yeah, exactly. The Thing has got that. That's
I mean, I'd argue that The Thing is a classic.
Okay. Well, we're getting out in the weeds a bit on this because obviously we want people to throw their films at us. So classic or not is going to be a thing I'm going to try and get back into the routine, because although we're trying to as low as this show is billed as being off the rails, there's no reason why we can't just randomly throw stuff in. The conversation
with classic or not, it can't not be subjective, because it's how the person views it at the end of the day. So
sure,
If you don't like our opinions, there's this magical island just for you.
Yeah, we've created one just for you in our crazy canon. Yeah. So we can fire you from
Love Island because we don't know what it is.
No, I imagine there is fuck on Love Island, and there's probably sometimes it's love on fuck island.
Yeah,
but never the Twix shall bang.
Yeah,
is ultimately the gist of it.
Well, Love Island can get to fuck island if it really wants.
Yeah, well, there's that too. Yeah. It's almost like our Room 101 in a way, isn't it?
It is in a way.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I don't see myself chucking any of those like that. And I don't. And that's the thing. I mean, I've yet to come across one yet where we've gone, no, I'm going to argue though. I'm going to fight and say it is a classic.
There's never anything we're going to fall out over, me and you, Blake. If we were going to fall out, we'd have done it by now.
It's not even a thing to take up I don't even feel the need to take up a contrary position, if that makes sense. Because I mean, as I said, I can sort of see your point with Fight Club, for example.
Yeah, I mean...
As I said, I was initially going to go, yeah, it's a classic, because it is a very good film. But yeah, as we've talked about it, I'm like, yeah, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I just, like I say, it's one of those movies I like, but at the same time... It's just it just doesn't do it for me in terms of
no, I do think it's a great film, but as I said, it's like some Oscar winner films. I'll watch them if I do see them at all. I'll watch them once.
Yeah,
I've never gone. Oh, you know what I really feel like watching?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I mean, I watched and really enjoyed Birdman, for example. Have I felt the need to watch it since? No.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I could, I can't make the argument in the same way, even though I like the movies a lot, that there are particularly many Bond films that would be classics. Goldfinger.
Yeah, this is.
I would say License to Kill, but that's me.
Yeah, this is where we may take up a slightly contrary position. A slightly contrary position.
Yeah.
In the sense that I'm not a massive fan of Bond movies.
That's okay.
I've watched a fair few, and I will still continue to watch them. But it's not that. I mean, I haven't seen Spectre. I haven't rushed out to see that.
Spectre's worth watching. It's not something I would say you have to desperately see.
No, I mean, I enjoyed Skyfall. I thought that was fine.
Skyfall was enjoyable.
I enjoyed it. It's got a nice little send up of. It was sort of a homage to the older films anyway, because it had that.
Yeah.
It was sort of being like the anniversary movie, really. That's the thing. I find that a lot of the films, because they follow such a distinct plot and normally a formula, that I feel that I really like Goldfinger, but I don't really feel the need to watch any other film, because I was a bit like, I could just watch Goldfinger. Yeah,
I get that. I mean, GoldenEye is one of my favourites, but again, it's probably not a classic.
Yeah, and one of the main reasons I love Casino Royale is I like it because it's different.
Yeah.
And, and I was really bitterly disappointed that I rushed to go see Quantum of Solace thinking it'll be like...
Oh, God, that was awful.
Like Casino Royale, and by the end of the film I was like, oh, yeah, that was shash.
Yeah, I mean, I like Bond films, and I thought that one was crap. Even in the cinema I was sitting there like, I'm not really seeing a lot to get excited about here.
No. I've seen a few. I've seen 3 of the Daniel Craig films. As I said, I haven't seen Spectre.
I mean, he's done 5.
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
I've definitely seen Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace,
Skyfall, Spectre.
Yeah,
4.
4.
There you go.
Yeah, so I've seen all except Spectre with his films. I've seen a couple. I think I've seen GoldenEye and World Is Not Enough. I don't think I saw Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, Tomorrow Never Dies is worth a watch. It's the baddie is like a news mogul, like a sort of, he's meant to be like a caricature kind of Rupert Murdoch type.
Okay.
But yeah, he's it's well worth a watch, and the soundtrack's very good, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man with the Golden Gun's all right for Christopher Lee.
Yeah, it has its moments. The Roger Moore ones, they're pretty hit and miss for me. Like, some of them are really good, and some of them are awful. Like, my least favourite Bond film is For Your Eyes Only, which is Roger Moore one. The second least is probably Quantum of Solace, because that is also pretty dull.
I'll say only other films other ones I think I've seen bits of, but I've never really sat down and watched them all. And I think You Only Live Twice. I've seen most of. I don't know if
I've seen that one all the way through. There's a few
that's the Baron Samedi one, isn't it?
No, that's Live and Let Die.
Oh, maybe I'm getting mixed up then.
Yeah,
Live and Let Die. I've seen most.
So You Only Live Twice was, I think, Sean Connery's last, and then Live and Let Die was Roger Moore's first.
Yeah, because I remember that one being a bit cheesy because obviously kung fu films were in at the moment. And
yes. I will point out also that you'd be able to tell very easily Live and Let Die and You Only Live Twice apart because one is about voodoo and one's set in Japan.
Yeah.
Not so much voodoo in Japan.
No, I think I was just getting the names mixed up.
Yeah. Like I say, they're relatively close together, I think. Because they're two films that kind of, like say, the tail end of Sean Connery into the sort of beginning of Roger Moore. But you know, that's we talk about.
I definitely have seen
poor
a
George
bit
Lazenby.
of You Only Live Twice. So.
Yeah. I feel bad for George Lazenby because, you know. Do you know, actually, I don't think, now I think about it, I don't think You Only Live Twice was Sean Connery's last one. It's just in the second half of his, because he did about 6 or 7 in the end, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I think You Only Live Twice might have been number 5. I'm not sure, though. Feel free to correct me in the emails and the comments and stuff in various places.
Yeah, as I said, though, I'm not a massive Bond fan. And as I said, I think they mostly blur into one for me. Anyway,
I can't imagine we're going to be ever talking about that in classic or not, you know?
Yeah, I'd say Goldfinger is.
Yeah, Goldfinger's arguably,
because I think that's the very epitome of a Bond movie for me, and I think that had everything you want it to have. It's obviously quotable again with "No, Mr. Bond, I Expect You to Die."
That's a really quotable one, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I've never felt. I wouldn't probably deem any of the other Bond films to be a classic.
No, it's hard. It's hard to sell.
Casino Royale was a great film, but I wouldn't say it was a classic.
It's a hard to sell for sure. Right, well there you go. So. I hope that answers your question about Fight Club, Jeremy. It's a 20-minute discussion about various different other films.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. It keeps setting us off on what makes a classic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an important distinction.
What is a man?
It's an important detail it's not an unimportant detail to come up with, ultimately. It's, you know, as part of that discussion, you have to understand what your terms are. You have to define your terms. So that makes perfect sense, I think. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to The Craazyy Train, episode 69, dude. Yeah, I may just make that the episode title. 69, dude. Thank you for listening to The Craazyy Train, episode 69. If you've enjoyed the show and you wish to subscribe, we are available on all good podcatcher services and Apple Podcasts, so there's that one too. And in fact, we're recently added to the new Google Podcasts app.
Oh, okay.
That's a new thing. And also available on, what was the one I found the other day? Oh, that Listen Notes. Found us on there. Yeah, found us on there, so that's pretty cool. We're available on basically any, you know, most podcatchers. I think we're still not on iHeartRadio, but apart from that, we're on everything. But you know,
if you can't find us,
but we're on like Spotify and Amazon, and
I think we're on the main ones.
Yeah, we're on
at the end of the day.
Spotify, Amazon, Google Play, Google Podcasts.
Yeah, I've heard of all them. I haven't really heard of iHeartRadio.
No, Stitcher, Podbean, Podchaser, Omatic, Cast Republic, Poddington Peas, Poverty Peas. So we're all on all of those. And if you want to subscribe, then you can absolutely do so. If you wish to do... we had a review. So I'm going to read that to
Jeremy?
No, it's not Jeremy.
Jeremy heavy episode.
No, this was a Jeremy Harry episode. He's been known to drop in every now and then and be exactly that for us. So I'm going to... I didn't want him to think I'd forgotten about him, so I feel bad. But I'm going to fix that. So... we'll end on it.
Okay.
So there we go. So if you've enjoyed the show, like the guys I'm about to read the review from did, then you can leave us a review on iTunes and I'll read it for you verbatim. And I will also, if you have a podcast or a project or a blog of some sort, then mention it in the comments or make it your title and I will read it for you.
Yes, and you can have a free plug.
You can have a free plug on a show that reaches, in the conservative estimate, fucking millions. So this is what the guys from the Under the Thumb podcast did.
Okay.
So I've had the pleasure of podcasting with these guys. They are absolutely fantastic chaps, based in Yorkshire. Luxury. And this is how they write. They're never listening again after that.
Yeah. We've had our fun.
Done the Yorkshire voice a few times now. So the review reads, crazy, but that's how it goes. Rob and his friends talk about anything and everything. It's never boring and full of laughs. Personally, I loved listening to what people have been getting up to without having to fit into a genre, and this is exactly what you get here. We have the pleasure of Rob on our podcast, and he's a beautiful specimen of a man, as I'm sure his friends are too. We'd have them on too any time. Enjoy it like we do. So thank you very much for that, guys. Very kind of you to write that one in. And as I say, if you enjoy the show to the degree that Rob and Tim at the From Under the Thumb podcast did, then you can review us on iTunes or basically send us your thoughts, podcast@emotionally14.com. Now, social media-wise, we're on Twitter at Emotionally14. We have a Facebook page, Emotionally14, and we have a Facebook group for the Craazyy Train podcast where you can find it from the page. And you can find you in there, can't you?
Yes, You're on there. I'm on Facebook in general, so you can find me or say hi to me in the group.
Yeah.
You can also find me on other forms of social media, including Twitter at fucksakeblake, and on Instagram at Harmer the Appreciator.
Yes, you can. And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RobWadeVision. And obviously, I'm also the editor-in-chief of Talk Star Wars, where you can also find Brad, who is sometimes with us, not in this case. No. So this is Craazyy Train, part of Emotionally14.com. The wonderful website where all this stuff happens. We also endorse a ton of other podcasts from around the world, the various different styles, comedy, mainly comedy and Star Wars, to be honest, but, not exclusively. Yeah. So if you enjoy that sort of thing and you want to find out more about those shows, so that's the Nerd Room, the Tumbling Saber podcast, the Wulong Talks podcast, the newly announced Roman Podcast from Canada, and obviously all the stuff that we do, then you can find it over at Emotionally14.com and view our podcast page where you can find out all about the great stuff we do and the great stuff we endorse. So thank you very much for watching your podcast thing creep up as the time goes along while you're listening to the Craazyy Train podcast, the comedy podcast with no rails from Emotionally14. Thanks for listening and peace.
Peace.